Okay, so in the last video we looked at grabbing this this messages data that we're going to later use with JavaScript to refresh this and list all of these messages out. What we're going to do now though is we're going to practice or fill in our method rather of actually inserting this data into the database. So we can keep our core and chat includes. Let's go ahead and get rid of just this line. We'll keep our instantiated object because what we want to do is we'll want to use the throw method, the throw message method that we created here. Let's go ahead and get rid of these as well. We don't need these. So we need to fill in this throw message method. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we're going to say this query. So we're going to query the database, and this time we're inserting into the chat table, not the cat table, the chat table, and the values that we are inserting to are the user ID, the message, and also the timestamp as well. So then we can define the values. So we've got 1, 2, 3 values. This is going to be an integer, this is going to be an integer, so we're not going to need single quotes. So in here, let's go ahead and get rid of them, and all I'm going to do in here is just cast to an int the user ID that's passed through here. So the user ID that we get passed, we're going to place that in that field. Now in here we need to pass in the message, and this is going to be slightly different because we still need to take security into account, but we need to escape the data, and also we need to convert any HTML symbols to entities so they're not executed on the front end. And this basically means things like script tags that people might use JavaScript to inject into our application. That's not what we want. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the real escape string method from the MySQLi object. So we're going to say this db, remember db is a reference to our original connection, real escape string, and within here we're going to define message, but what we're also going to define is the HTML entities function in here, which will change any of them HTML symbols to entities. So the last field here is going to be the Unix timestamp function, just to place the timestamp in there. So let's go ahead and test this. We'll define a user ID and a message in our index.php. So here I'm going to say chat throw message, and I'm going to say user1, and this is a test message. So this is testing inserting data into the database. So when we go ahead and refresh here, no errors, which is good. When we click on chat, you can see we've got this is a test message from user ID 1. So we know that this method now works. So what we can do is go ahead and get rid of everything that we've included here. We know that it works, but we're going to be using JavaScript to do the inserting and the retrieving of messages, and that's going to be through this chat.php file here. So in the next part of the tutorial, we're going to go ahead and we are going to focus on chat.js and chat.php to start pulling everything together.